What comes in your mind first when I say Korean street food? There's a lot, but for me it's bokki. The spicy red stir-fried rice cake has been my all-time favorite food since I was a child. This week we prepared two variations of the same dish. One's mild and comforting. Seafood flavor from the dried prawns and refreshing taste from the radish will become such a nice body for the sauce. This is something that you would have at home rather than on the street. The other version is more of a typical Korean street food recipe. It's very straightforward, no complicated flavors, but you will love the sweet and spicy combo. This easy recipe will take about 15 minutes and only 5 more minutes for the harder one. Also, completely optional, but topping with the melted mozzarella is another amazing thing that you can do with this dish. The combination of spicy and cheese may sound a bit odd for those who never tried, but this is something you must try for a true street food experience. If you're ready, let's hop straight into it. If your rice cakes are frozen, start by soaking them in the water. If not, don't worry about it. Once it's in the water, put the bowl aside and let's move on to the slicing. Since it's street food, there's not much to cut. Slice the onion and cabbage about half centimeter thick. Cut the spring onion about the length of your pinky. You still want your veggies to have some texture when it's done, so make sure they're not too thin. There are no rules for fish cake. For me, I like to cut them into bite size. We're gonna start by frying our chili paste. This process will give you an extra layer of taste by caramelizing the sugar in the paste. It won't take long. Once you see a yellowish red color, put the rice cakes in and fry them for another 30 seconds until the sauce coats them nicely. From here, it will be done pretty quick. Put in the rest of the spices. At this point, the red is so intense it might look like it's gonna melt your tongue. It won't, so don't worry, it actually tastes pretty good. Pour 300 milliliters of water and radish. Bring it up to boil and simmer on medium heat until the sauce reduces down to about 2/3. If the sauce looks something like this, put the onions and cabbages in. Fry them until they're wilted. For this, you can cook to your own liking. If you like to keep some crunchiness in your veggies, you can take it off a bit earlier. But if you want your veggies to infuse all the flavors properly, you can cook them for longer. For me, this looks about right, so I'm gonna put the spring onions and finish off the dish. Now for the street version, this version only takes half the ingredients. Start by cutting the fish cakes and spring onions in your desired size. Same as the first recipe, caramelize the chili paste, then put the rice cakes in and fry them until the sauce coats them all. I made a rookie mistake by not preheating the pan properly. As you can see, some of the rice cakes got stuck on the pan, but don't worry, it's an easy fix. Once you put the sauce and water in, all the liquid will deglaze the bottom of the pan. Speaking of which, fry for another 30 seconds with the rest of the spices. This looks ready. Now the water goes in, bring it up to boil and simmer for about 2 minutes. Cook the fish cake until it's softened and then throw in the spring onions. The last part is optional, but for me it's a must-do. Grab a pack of shredded cheese, preferably mozzarella, sprinkle on top of the dish and melt it with a blowtorch. If you're using an oven, make sure the cheese covers the whole plate so the rice cake and the sauce doesn't dry up. See this gorgeous brown color? Not for long, because I can't wait to eat any longer. We have actually tried this before.
Have we?
Back
What's it called?
in Korea, it's tteokbokki.
Oh, looks very cheesy. Are they the same or different?
Different. That one's more flavorful, I said, and that's with the cheese. It's a very simple recipe. But
Gotcha.
just, yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, you can try if you.
All right. Gonna dig in. Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, this one. It should be more seafoody.
People married. We don't do that. Alex. Is this meant to be spicy? Because I'm not really feeling the kick.
Okay.
Okay.
We didn't have any chili in the house.
Are you sure it's a Korean recipe?
If you okay. My bad. Sorry.
You should be sorry.
Yeah. Could it be easier than this? Depending on how much sugar or chili powder you put in, you can make the dish sweeter or spicier. So use my recipe as a reference for your own. Just a tip though, don't increase the amount of chili paste to make it spicier, because the dish will be too bitter. Next week we'll be back with the last episode of Korean Street Food. Don't worry, because there'll be more to come. Hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment if you have any feedback or suggestions. Alright, that's it guys. Have a lovely weekend and see you guys when we're hungry again. Bye!